Hi Virgo. This reading is for anyone who identifies with or is interested in the Virgo energy during October 2018, more specifically mid-October 2018 now. I am sorry that I couldn't get a reading out for you sooner this month, Virgo. I have been moving, so thank you for being patient with me. And thank you to those of you who like and subscribe. Welcome, Lunarticks. I really appreciate it. I also wanted to tell you that you, Sag, Cap, and Leo are the only 4 signs getting mid-month readings this month, as the other 8 readings went out earlier. I hope no one's upset about how I'm breaking that down this month. It's just the only way I could get readings out for each sign this month. Seasonal readings. I did, however, already put up Libra season readings and autumn season readings. So the autumn readings are split into elements, but then your individual sign is time-stamped, so I will link the earth sign autumn readings for you below. And Libra season love readings are up. That's how I'm going to split up your generals and your love readings. I think it just feels right to me. I will do the general readings monthly, and then the seasonal readings, Libra season, Scorpio season, will be love readings. So if you're most interested in a love reading at this time, Virgos, then go ahead and check out that Libra season love reading. I'll link that for you below as well. If you're interested in a private reading from me, check the options below in the description. And let's get started. Let's take a look. You do have the Libra card, as we are in Libra season, representing you. However, it is in reverse, Virgos, and it is crossed with strength. So I got that feeling before starting the reading that there would be somewhat of a difficult message here for me to deliver today for you, Virgos. And I think there's some imbalance that we're looking at. An injustice, possibly. Feels like one, at least, anyway. And strength is required to handle this energy at the end of October 2018, I think. Sorry, advertisements. In the root of the situation, you have the 5 of Cups. So there was a loss. There has been mourning. And a connection to yours or someone's mother in the more recent past. Or to becoming a mother, or a motherly energy in your life. On your mind, when your ego is quiet, is the Knight of Swords, charging forward with conviction and determination, potentially reckless. I see this because it's air energy, it's swords, it's air energy. I see this as communicating fiercely, thinking swiftly, making plans quickly. Sometimes overthinking, sometimes being reckless, but it's upright. So I feel like you lean more toward, with this particular card, I feel like you're leaning more toward the healthy aspects of it in this case right now. Which can also mean frequent meditation. And I think that's, that's always a message for all of us, isn't it? But with the loss and regret in the root of the situation, in the current imbalance or injustice, feeling like there's a lack of truth as well as equilibrium, probably a lack of balance because of the lack of truth or honesty, and it feels unjust. With those two energies, I definitely see the message that your higher mind, when your ego is quiet, your crowning thoughts, you know that you need frequent meditation to heal from this and deal with this. For Virgo masculines, this divine feminine energy with the Empress in your recent past very well may have been a partner. And that could be what the loss is connected to, the imbalance, the injustice. For feminines, it may be that just recently you have stepped into your own Empress energy, into your own divine feminine state of being. And that can be true for masculines as well. You know, male or female, we have divine masculine and divine feminine within us. It can be that, you know, masculines have recently stepped into their divine feminine. Whether or not you're still with them, because I do see this loss and regret and this imbalance and this need for strength, which could also be a Leo that you cross paths with this month, Virgo. Whether you're still with them in every sense of the word or not, this commitment is in your inner world. You still feel very committed to them, to something. On the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Wands, the King of Fire. So many Virgos may be missing a fiery energy at this time. That may be more of what you are mourning. Fire signs, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, or someone who embodies those qualities, right? Someone fiery, someone intense, passionate, bold, charming, sociable, etc. I think with the Knight of Swords in your crowning thoughts too, I think it seems like when your ego is quiet, your thoughts are racing about this energy that you're leaving behind, that you have been mourning, or that you are currently sensing an imbalance with. So, with the Justice card as what is representing you, Virgos, I feel like I'm going to get some clarifiers for us as well. You're at a place. Well, let's just get the clarifier. Oh, very helpful. Very helpful. The Empress is clarifying the Empress for us. Okay. Several different messages here. I'm sorry for all of the silence. I hope you're enjoying the copyright-free music. For some, there are definitely two divine feminine energies meeting in the recent past. For some, you've given birth to a daughter. For some, you've recently been around your mother or grandmother. And they're significant to this situation. For some, it was two divine feminines in a partnership together. Or two people in their divine feminine energy at the same time, which would create this imbalance, this lack of equilibrium within yourselves and the relationship if both of you are all in your divine feminine and there's no divine masculine energy. And it could create misunderstandings too if everyone is in a divine feminine place and one or the other partner expects to get a divine masculine energy from the other one or needs it at the same time. It can create a lot of misunderstandings and confusion and hurt. And for those of you who are missing a fire sign, and for those of you who aren't, whether you are missing a literal fire sign energy person in your life or a person who represents that, or you're just missing fiery energy from your own chart maybe and life right now, that is what this lack of equilibrium is speaking to. This king is this energy here is passionate, as I said, and intense and bold, fearless, because he acts in the name of what calls to him spiritually. What we feel passionate about is what calls to us spiritually speaking, what takes us down our spiritual path, what leads to us doing the work, the activity, the type of interaction that gives us our best spiritual health. And he acts on his passions, and he can rally people behind his cause. And so the overall message, Virgo, is that you're lacking this energy right now. And that too can cause this imbalance that we see then here representing you. Yeah, you are very, very deep in your emotions, and have a mastery over that area. Developing psychic senses even, feeling very empathetic for yourself and others. And while you're in that energy, which is a divine feminine energy, you are lacking some divine masculine energy. Now, maybe some of you are actually missing a divine masculine, maybe specifically a fire sign, someone who has those qualities I listed, but even if not, you're missing it from your life. You're resisting following your passions. You're resisting maybe being an entrepreneur. Or for a lot of you, you want to take the action toward entrepreneurship and you're just hesitant, blocked for some reason, waiting for some reason, just not in the right energy to attract what you need to you. But before the end of October, here sometime in these last couple of weeks, Virgo, you are met with a fiery energy, upright, a Leo energy, someone else who can bring that energy into your space, or you stepping into that energy on your own. If you are missing a literal fire sign person, someone exterior to yourself, you're not just missing the energy within yourself. Well, one, it may be a Leo that's coming back in. But for most, there's this indication here that if you bring your passions back to the forefront now, you have the ability to harness them into something real, something tangible is what I meant to say. Your passions are very real, but you have the ability to turn it into something stable, profitable, something that others can enjoy as well, right? Something outside of yourself. And if you did just get out of a relationship with this loss and your divine feminine in your past and the lack of equilibrium in your life, I think it's because you were afraid it was a codependency. So even while there is something here to mourn and you can't really move on, or clear space for new things and new energies to come in before you allow yourself the appropriate time, the needed amount of time for you to mourn. But yeah, I think after that mourning, you have every reason though to take that chain off your neck, remove these chains, and refuse to submit yourself to a toxic situation, a codependent situation. For many of you, this is the second time that the Devil card has shown for you, Virgo. Before recording, this combination popped out, jumped out of the deck, and you have it on the board. You have it on the table, right? So I saw codependency in a relationship, a commitment coming. But what you need to do with this Fire King in reverse and this strength that you're met with, what you need to do, Virgos, is think about what it is you miss about this person. If it was an ex, think about why you were attracted to them, what brought you to the relationship, kept you in the relationship, what you admired about them, what qualities of theirs were not only attractive, but ones that you hoped you could possess yourself, eventually grow into yourself. Because a lot of times that's half the battle, as far as why we can't stop thinking about or missing someone, why we can't move on. There was something we were supposed to learn from them, something we noted on some level that we wanted to learn from them, and we just haven't yet, if we're still that obsessed with or sad about the fact that they're not in our lives anymore. Now, that's not the case for all Virgos. Some Virgos are just missing that passionate energy in their life, that intense, fiery, bold, fearless energy that the King of Wands would represent for us upright, and are in need of bringing that to their own life. But for those of you who did just leave a relationship missing that passion, missing following that passion, applies for you as well, is what you are going through as well. It's just that for you, it's maybe an added message is that, you know, there was someone you wanted to learn that lesson from, for some of you. In your external world, you have the Nine of Swords reversed, Virgo. So I see healing at long last. Now, this could be someone around you who's significant to the situation, someone else that's healing, but this is also often represents how you're being perceived by the outside world. So I do think that you seem that while you've experienced something unjust, and are in a place of being out of balance, you're admitting to the world around you that you are in a healing process. I think you are literally, actually, a lot of you Virgos are broadcasting that, want it to be known. Let me let you look at these with me. I don't know if you can see this very well at all. But your final outcome card, Virgos, is the Three of Wands. This is confidence, ambition, looking forward to the future, having made the first decision, taken the first step on your journey, or that had to be decided upon before your journey. And normally, usually, that is deciding which direction you're going to go when you set out. So I think you already know which direction you're going to go. You've recognized what's toxic in your life, specifically a codependent relationship for many. You are admitting to everyone that you are in a state and phase of healing, so that they understand the kind of time and space that you need, the sort of connections that you're willing to engage in, etc. Certain interactions you don't want to have, certain people you don't want to be around, you probably aren't ready for another relationship yet, etc. And you are standing up for how you are feeling in the near future. You aren't letting people push you to move on to the next one if it was a relationship, or to get over whatever it is that you are mourning. This is the root of the situation, but the feeling I'm getting from the whole reading is that you may need to be still mourning. You certainly are still healing. It's like you have to stand up for the fact that you're still in this healing place, because while the mourning was done in the root of the situation and the foundation, there were still wounds inflicted that need to heal up. You weren't doing that really during mourning. There was some type of pain that couldn't be processed for you at the same time as mourning. You were busy mourning the loss of someone or something, and then there's other pain to deal with on your own, and you need time, and you're making no secrets about it. Of course, the end of October now, that's only even a couple of weeks, so that isn't asking much, Virgos. And I wouldn't be surprised if next month I see that you're moving through November healing as well. I mean, we are all always on a healing journey, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that energy show up in a significant way as what you are primarily moving through again, because that's not very much time. Granted, you may have been mourning for a while with this in the root of the situation. Let's see, just try to enjoy this for one minute. And let me sit with this for just a minute. Temperance is your lesson, patience, forgiveness, well, relocating your equilibrium. And through what? Well, balancing your spiritual life with your material obsessions. And yes, I meant to say obsessions, not possessions. That's the message. The advice is to be done with what you need to be done with what you are mourning, with the masculine and feminine imbalance you may have been dealing with, definitely with the spiritual material imbalance that you are dealing with. And again, just to repeat one more time, that's because, you know, there's a lack of allowing your passions to drive you at this time. Now that may seem backwards to those of you who are moving away from someone who you feel very passionate about, but you know is a codependency and is no good for you, so you're standing up for yourself, what you need, and healing and going in the right direction. But to you, all I'm saying is you're so focused on your healing and your mourning and etc. that you're resisting chasing after and following your passions. You just, that's just not the place you're in. You're in this healing place and you still feel committed to this person who you may be moving away from. Let's clarify that Two of Cups really quickly. Too many. Although we did see Leo again, right? So for some of you, it is a Leo sign, a Leo fire sign that you are met with again after they've left your life, and you still feel committed, but you're already healing because you're afraid it's a codependency and you've already made the decision to move on, and your advice is to be finished. For some, though, it's not, you know, that there are a few certain Virgos who are dealing specifically with a Leo, yes, who's gone out and is coming back in, and are they going out again? And yes, for some of you. Yeah, for some of you, but for others, you know, it's there's this spiritual material imbalance in your life, and it's a result of not wanting this energy in your space for some reason. Maybe because someone who's moved out of your area, your immediate space, I'm sorry, Virgos. I'm lost in thought. There are so many messages. And you have healing again. But, yeah, someone who's moved out of your space, someone that has left you, or you've left them, or there's been a split for some reason, you aren't spending time together anymore, has that passionate, fiery fire sign energy, and you're resisting, you know, having that in your life at all because they're gone. You're mourning them, they're gone. But you want to, you know, have your own passions in your life, right? It's just that I think that was someone you felt passionately about. And I think at some point, the two of you, you know, had this comfortable, happy, stable home and family life together. there's this beautiful, solid, soulful partnership here in your inner world. Your inner world has true love, real love, seemingly long-lasting love, a deep commitment and bond, a deep understanding, having wanted the same things with someone. You've built something with someone, and in this commitment of yours, Virgo, it's in your inner world right now. For a lot of you, that does mean that it's just on your mind and in your heart, and you're having trouble letting go of it, because all other indications are about healing, again, codependency, many of you, though, may have met or made a serious commitment to a divine or divine feminine, rather, in your recent past, and or had a child with your divine feminine, found out that you were going to have a child with your divine feminine. Yeah. In which case you have to fix this equilibrium between your spiritual material world, because going after what you're most passionate about, what makes you happiest, is going to be the way to provide for that home, that family, that child, if that's the case. But again, the lesson is in patience, poise, but I do see this angel, right? You know, your advice is to be finished with this situation. If it's a person relationship, so be it, that makes you anxious and fearful and doubt yourself and stay up all night. You have begun the long healing process. You've done so much hard work to admit your fears to yourself and try to move in the direction that you believe is best for you. And if that's your situation and you've done all that work because you knew you needed to heal, yeah, you know, the cards are saying don't repeat that negative cycle. Be finished. Don't go back and do it again. And also to learn how to find your own equilibrium. And with this card being an angel, it's almost like reaching out to the divine, to whatever anchors you, whatever you believe can help in order to correct that equilibrium, which reaching out for them to help would be one in the same with correcting that equilibrium, if what you're dealing with is an imbalance between your material and your spiritual world. Where do you think that this strength and conviction and courage is coming from? Right? Where do we think that's coming from? That fiery, bold, passionate, fearless energy that speaks up for itself. Whether I'm talking about someone who's left your space, or just someone else's energy in general that's influenced you in that way, or your own. However you've stepped into it, you have and will, with those two cards in the upright. And I think what these are saying is that overall, this reading is about healing from this energy, or just healing this energy in ourselves. Healing so that we can upright this energy and be clearly communicating with nature again. That can also be an indication that you do need to retreat to the earth, because that's going to help you get in touch too with your own fire, passion, oomph, magic, what drives you to tell others, no, this is my path, this is my truth. It doesn't, I don't have to follow your code, and to follow passions and dreams that you may want to even, be an entrepreneur about. Clearly with this Strength card and the Seven of Wands here, it's lingering within you still and already, and that fire energy, Virgos, takes you right to this place of having created a new destiny for yourself and feeling confident about it, and just waiting to see it come to fruition, really. I know you are on a healing, you are in a space of serious, deep healing first, progressing through the end of October 2018. And Virgo, I wish you all the patience in the world with that process. I truly hope that this helped, that this offered you some insight, gave everyone something that they didn't have when they came to the reading, at the very least. But we will have to leave it at that, Virgos. I hope you all make very wise choices moving throughout the end of October. Don't forget that if this resonated with you, Spirit's advice, whatever anchors you, the advice is to be finished with the painful negative cycles, even if it has to be a painful ending to end a painful thing. If it's not a painful negative cycle, awesome. Then I'm actually, in this case, really glad for you that this did not resonate. This is, obviously for those Virgos who do. But with that, thank you again for liking and subscribing. Thank you for your comments, your shares, your messages, and for your donations and orders. I am truly grateful for each and every one of our energy exchanges. Again, if you're interested in a private reading from me, just scroll down to the options below in the description of this video, or check out the About section on my YouTube page. The links are there as well. And you can also always just email me at lunartickstarot@gmail.com. And I'm happy to help you find which reading is right for you, etc. Free readings, I don't think I mentioned free readings at the beginning of this video. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but free readings, I have to take a pause on accepting requests for those. To those of you who are still waiting, I love you. I'm sorry. They are coming. I will get to them. I will catch up. That's a big part of why I'm not taking any more requests right now until I catch up. Unless you're someone who sent me a nude photo, your private reading isn't coming. Don't expect that. And otherwise, I will get to it. I promise. Thank you for being patient again. And I think that's everything, Virgos. I loved reading for you. I do hope it offered you some insight. And I love you, Virgos. And I will post another tarot fix for us just as soon as I can.